Thank you for joining us for the inaugural USGBC Live Awards for Latin America. Bienvenidos a todos. My name is Nicolette Bonet, and I lead USGBC's work in Latin America, along with our incredible team, Rebecca Ortiz in Mexico, Maria Alexandra Cardone in Colombia, and Sandrino Beltrani in Brazil, plus our GBC partners and friends. And of course, while I'm thrilled to be hosting the USGBC Live Awards for Latin America, I recognize that we are still in the midst of a very difficult time for the region. I hope that you and your loved ones are safe and well. I lost my aunt to COVID-19 this year, and so to those of you who have lost someone or who are still very much struggling with the evolving and often devastating challenges of COVID-19, you are in our hearts and we are here for you. The global community has dealt with incalculable loss, stress, and grief over the past year. I draw tremendous comfort from knowing that we are a strong, motivated, forward-thinking community, and that our work matters for the health and vitality of our communities. We can focus on our long-term goals for market transformation and green building for all, and we can use the LEED Safety First pilot credits and ARC re-entry to make returning to buildings safer during the pandemic. Our work improves the safety, health, and living standard of people around the world. As an organization, we have focused on creating and sharing tools that help individual buildings, offices, companies, and even cities combat this pandemic. And yes, our short-term efforts are vital, but just as important is our long-term plan for tackling the resulting and intersecting challenges ahead. As Monica Araya reminded us yesterday, this is the decade of decisions. We can recognize the obstacles in the market and look for ways to turn these challenges into opportunities. For example, in March of this year, there was a new study released from El Consejo Colombiano de la Construcción Sostenible on the true cost of LEED for projects in Colombia and Mexico that revealed the cost of LEED is only 1.5% higher than standard construction. And with experience and at scale, the additional cost is zero. This is powerful data to share with those who fear that LEED is too expensive. Right now and in the future, we also need to focus on human health and building performance. And I am so proud to say that Latin America remains the second largest market for projects reporting building performance data in the ARC platform. We are all taking steps to build and operate better, safer, and healthier spaces. The award recipients are putting that work, taking green building practices and already proven benefit to individual and community health and wellness, and amplifying their power through commitment and compassion. Our CEO often says, partnership is the new leadership, and I couldn't agree more. The leaders here today are some of USGBC and GBCI's greatest ambassadors and champions for sustainability. They aren't just hopeful for a better tomorrow, they're making it happen right now. And they're showing us the way at a time when a sense of urgency and attention could not be more important. These projects from Latin America represent the future. They are innovative, inclusive, and demonstrate extraordinary leadership. They will inspire us all to achieve more in the region. Imagine if all of our spaces, our shopping centers, offices, universities and schools, and residential communities look like these. And I believe that someday they will. So let's look at these projects that are showing us the future. Falabella Retail is one of the most important department store and e-commerce companies in Latin America, with stores in Chile, Peru, Colombia, and with 28,000 employees. Falabella operates 108 stores in Latin America, and 36 of them are LEED certified. Falabella Retail is part of Grupo Falabella, a diversified retail conglomerate that participates in the home improvement and construction, retail banking, retail real estate, and insurance markets. Falabella is an ESG-driven company and a founding member of the Chile Green Building Council and a member of its board of directors. During the last years, Falabella has been focusing on achieving a sustainable and equitable business model with a special focus on carbon footprint reduction, waste management, the development of a responsible supply chain, social investment, diversity, and inclusion. Also, Falabella is committed to energy efficiency and incremental use of non-conventional but renewable energies at its stores. Falabella has implemented agreements with energy suppliers, such as an agreement with Acciona Energía to supply non-conventional renewable energy to its 32 chain stores in Chile and its main distribution center, and its agreement with Nela to supply its shopping centers with 100% non-conventional renewable energy. In 2020, Falabella achieved the 5th position in the retail category of the Dow Jones Sustainability World Report. This ranking lists multinational public companies with the best performance on sustainable, economic, social, and environmental standards. And Falabella was the only Chilean company to be selected. Falabella is tackling its ESG goals head-on, and the region and the world are indisputably better for it. Thank you for your leadership. In Curitiba, Brazil, the law firm of Di Paola y Panasolo have created a working and living environment dedicated to providing the highest level of health, comfort, and well-being for its team and clients alike. Since their founding in 1992, the firm has led with sustainable development as one of its organizational pillars and with environmental law as one of its specialties. In 2018, they became the first office in Paraná to sign on to the United Nations Global Compact, which, along with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, have guided their actions as a firm. One of those key actions was LEED certification. Over a period of several years, Di Paolo and Panasolo have developed a strategic and detailed plan that transitioned the organization to using solely biodegradable cleaning products, diverted nearly all of the waste created on site from landfill through composting and stringent recycling programs, installed solar panels to generate their own renewable energy, and neutralized their carbon footprint. That's a long list, with even more impressive outcomes. They achieved LEED Platinum certification for existing buildings, which is an amazing accomplishment in and of itself, but they didn't stop there. As you may know, LEED Zero certification is a powerful target that will move the entire industry forward to a regenerative future. Last summer, the law firm achieved LEED Zero Energy and LEED Zero Carbon certifications, and they are the first LEED Zero Carbon project in Latin America. De Paolo and Panasolo firm is a shining example of the power that one building can have for the health and wellness of its occupants, the carbon footprint of its community, and the education of its visitors, who will hopefully carry on this work in their own spaces and cities. In Chía, Colombia, the Rochester School is demonstrating the importance of making a commitment to sustainability. The project originally achieved LEED Gold certification in January of 2014 with 64 points as part of the school and community leaders' desire to create a healthy learning environment and provide lifelong sustainability lessons to its students and large community. And in 2019, the school recertified to LEED Gold with 78 points, becoming the first school in Latin America to recertify to LEED standards. I love stories like this, where we see leaders who are not only making a commitment to have a green building, but to see their commitment as an ongoing promise to provide a sustainable and healthy space, to educate and engage the community, and expand our ideas of what's possible. The school's recertification process was led by their sustainability team with the support of its operations and management team and the Rochester community. The group leveraged our ARC performance platform to track their indoor environmental quality data and gain insights into the impact of their building performance on teachers, staff, and students. A commitment to sustainable practices now runs deep within the school's programs. They lead biodiversity conservation projects and promote the protection of species in Colombian ecosystems, incorporating learning and creating students who know and care about conservation and sustainability. They've also engaged the entire city of Chía in projects to plant more than 1,000 native species of trees and clean nature areas. Rochester was also the first school in the country to reopen during the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. They're a stunning example of how, by ensuring a healthy learning environment through LEED, their students and faculty are providing a higher and safer standard of living. LEED certification laid the foundation for a healthy space, and their resilience has allowed them to adapt to comply with biosafety protocols and reopening strategies recommended by the Colombian government and the WHO. Let's take a peek at this exceptional school in action. I'm heartened to see the Rochester School's progress and the many LEED certification benefits playing out in real time in Chía. This recognition is so well deserved. Thank you for your leadership. On a collegiate level, the Universidad de Monterrey is ensuring that students have access to sustainable, healthy buildings to further their studies in Mexico. Sustainable development is a key component of the university's mission, and they act upon it in numerous ways. UDEM is a USGBC silver level member with multiple LEED certified buildings on their campus, including the world famous Puerta de la Creación by Tadoando. I had an opportunity to visit this beautiful campus in 2016 and to hear about the university's long-term development strategy and master plan. I remember seeing the large area to the western side of campus that was mostly parking lots and hearing about plans for a major new project, a building to welcome visitors to UDEM. Today, that parking lot is long gone, and in its place is Estoa, an iconic new building on the UDEM's campus. Designed by celebrated Mexican architect Tatiana Bilbao, who was our previous Greenbuild Mexico keynote speaker, Estoa is a multi-purpose space designed to be part of the new main entrance to the campus. The project design was strongly informed by the sustainability policies of UDEM, including the use of municipality-treated wastewater for irrigation and toilet flushing, a focus on energy-efficient systems, and its building envelope. This building is an example of LEED as an outcome of great building planning and design. At the outset of planning, LEED certification was not necessarily the goal. The project team engaged in value engineering to determine the overall investment, lifespan of equipment, cost of maintenance, enhanced operations, and quality. And once the value of the investment was clear, then LEED was an obvious choice, and the university project team committed to making the sustainability decisions it needed in support of that goal. LEED makes the business case for itself time and time again. Thank you for your continued leadership. As our CEO Mahesh says, the world is moving from awareness of the importance of sustainability to the adoption of LEED, and now we're seeing the extraordinary impact that transformation has on our buildings, our environment, and our people. In Cali, Colombia, USGBC silver level member Constructora Bolívar is developing Vivero Parque Residencial, an urban community project that is the first in Latin America to achieve LEED for communities plan and design and is certified LEED Gold. When Vivero Parque Residencial is completed in 2026, it will be home to over 27,000 people with 9,000 sustainable homes, plus the sustainable infrastructure and systems needed to support the highest possible standard of living. This community is planned as an equitable, sustainable, and resilient place in accordance with the objectives of both USGBC and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The project includes an inclusive city model where people of all ages can access and use recreational services and places that enhance their quality of life, including a grand central park of 180,000 square meters. The project team hopes that these high standards of the project will make it possible for Vivero Parque Residencial to become a leader in sustainable communities for Latin America. From stormwater and wastewater management to a focus on walkability and public services to clean energy source development and responsible construction, Vivero Parque Residencial is developing a space that reflects our shared values of sustainability, health and wellness, resilience, and equity. I'm pleased to present this leadership award to you today, and I'm very excited to see this project in its completion. In Brazil, Grupo Madero is making a bold commitment to sustainability even in the midst of the challenges presented by COVID. This famous restaurant chain with Madero, a family-style restaurant, and Jerónimo, a fast casual restaurant, has more than 200 stores spread across 18 states, serving millions of people a year in Brazil. But with a promise to make the world better, the company has always looked beyond expansion and more at the experience of their customers and the Madero team. And one of the key ways they're working to achieve this goal is through LEED certification for their restaurants. With 66 LEED certified projects and over 50 more in the pipeline across the Madero and Jerónimo locations, the speed with which Grupo Madero has ramped up and executed their commitment to green building is truly one of the most successful examples we've ever seen in South America. In fact, Madero has committed to certifying all new restaurants, and the impressive stats have continued to roll in since their first set of certifications. In 2019, the brand owned the largest number of LEED certified spaces in South America, and as of 2020, they were responsible for more than half of LEED registrations in Brazil, proving that Grupo Madero is South America's leading sustainable restaurant company. I am honored that Grupo Madero has committed to this strategy and that they've selected USGBC and GBCI to help guide, verify, and implement their work toward a more sustainable and efficient future. This recognition is so well deserved. Thank you for your leadership. And Brazilian projects continue to make waves across South America, like Marae, a mixed-use development project that will be built in Maracá, a city on the sun coast of Rio de Janeiro. Last year, it achieved CITES Gold at levels at pre-certification, making it the first mixed-use complex to do so in South America. With a total area of 840 hectares and only 6.6% of the area occupied, the tourism and residential complex has taken an important step toward becoming a global benchmark in sustainability and achieving CITES pre-certification. CITES certification is administered by GBCI as part of our ecosystem of programs and certifications designed to enhance sustainability. CITES promotes sustainable and resilient landscape development and can be used for projects on locations with or without buildings to enhance their sustainability, implement green infrastructure strategies, and improve resilience. Essentially, what LEED has done for buildings, CITES aims to do for landscapes. And landscapes knit together the fabric of our communities, and sustainable landscapes are critical for their ability to reduce water demand, filter and reduce stormwater runoff, provide wildlife habitat, reduce energy consumption, improve air quality and human health, and increase outdoor recreational activities, access to which are critical during times like these. I am looking forward to seeing how this sweeping project employs their CITES pre-certification to create a truly sustainable destination for Brazil. It's my pleasure to present this leadership award to Marae today. And finally, while we celebrate the projects and leading companies with our awards, a single person can also make an indelible mark on the green building landscape. The chair of the El Salvador Green Building Council, Juan Francisco Cifontes, is a bold and strategic thinker who pairs his passion for sustainability with extraordinary patience and persistence. I met Juan Francisco for the first time in 2015 at his very first green build right here in Washington, D.C., and he asked me just one question. What can we do in El Salvador to really advance green buildings? And I remember thinking, wow, El Salvador has a lot of challenges. Climate change impacts, economic challenges, migration, social insecurity, instability. What can a Green Building Council do in a situation like that? And Juan Francisco didn't want a cheaper or easier version of LEED. He was really serious about market transformation. And he went about that work in a systematic, dedicated, inclusive, and patient way. His day job is as the president and COO of Sherwin-Williams de Centro America. And so Juan Francisco used the power that he had, along with the support of his friend and CEO, Ricardo Freyun, to do what he personally could to make El Salvador the fastest growing market for green building in Latin America. The first project to achieve LEED Gold in El Salvador was the office building for Sherwin-Williams de Centro America. Juan Francisco hired double the number of consultants and LEED professionals needed in order to create new opportunities and professional experience and to grow capacity. And he saw the potential of the LEED Lab program to create the next generation of green building professionals and leaders. For months, he took time out of his busy schedule to visit the campus of Universidad Don Bosco, and he lobbied the university, going for lunch weekly at their cafeteria to take advantage of informal meetings with teachers, administrators, and students to promote the idea. Universidad Don Bosco formally signed on as a LEED Lab in 2018, and Juan Francisco continues to mentor students from the LEED Lab and young professionals who now pursue careers in sustainability after their graduation. He's also involved with the university's work to achieve LEED certification for new projects on campus as well. Juan Francisco has taught me so much about the intersection between social equity and sustainability. El Salvador today continues to have major issues around poverty, violence, inequality, and the devastating impacts of climate change. And as Juan Francisco says, he's always working on both ends of the rope. He's reaching out to the top end of the market to promote LEED for corporate offices, iconic buildings, and residential developments. And simultaneously, he's working on affordable housing, capacity building, and connecting anti-poverty with sustainability efforts in El Salvador. Because we need to raise the standard of living for all, and Juan Francisco is deeply committed to that work. When the pandemic hit El Salvador, Juan Francisco acted with our same spirit of people first and dedicated all of his energy to keeping his team safe, healthy, and fully employed. He was able to reopen offices in July using a system of rearranging employees into smaller groups and implementing a more flexible work schedule and increasing natural ventilation in the offices. At his project, Sherwin-Williams at Central America saw a record year for revenue and production in 2020, despite all of the challenges in the market. At the start of this year, he registered approximately 180 retail outlets across Central America through ARC's platform, ARC Essentials subscription, which provides much more detailed building performance data and improvement features to help Juan Francisco and his team manage building performance and work toward higher levels of LEED certification. And I know that he will continue to be a force for good, both in El Salvador and for the whole region. He made sure Sherwin-Williams de Centroamérica is a member of all active GBCs in Latin America, and Juan Francisco supports the conferences and activities of all of the GBCs across the network as a speaker, workshop leader, and very engaged attendee, and by providing scholarships to support the ability of people to travel to attend Greenbuild in the US and the regional conferences. I say that he'll continue to be a force for good because over the last few years, I've noticed that he's taken a very deliberate step back from being the face of El Salvador GBC. And that's what makes Juan Francisco such an extraordinary leader, is his ability to know when he needs to step in and lead, like he did with the founding of El Salvador GBC, but how committed he is to fostering leadership and creating new champions. He was the leader when we needed him to be the leader, and now he's stepping out of the spotlight to make room for these new faces and voices. I am enormously proud to call Juan Francisco my friend and to have personally seen the progress toward green building that follows in his wake. Thank you for your leadership and congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Congratulations to all of today's winners. We're living through history right now, and while it would be all too easy to be disheartened and consumed with the day-to-day challenges of the last year, these leaders are using the present, to really get to work. They have their eyes firmly on the prize of creating a healthier future. And we need that kind of optimism and foresight to get us through this and to ensure that we're raising the standard of living for people around the world now and for generations to come. Our leaders here this morning are making it happen, and I thank you for it. And now it's up to the rest of us to join you. Thank you for celebrating with us today.